Go.
All right.
I'm ready.
Okay.
We did have a little practice. Okay. Did I do it right?
You won.
Well, you gotta go.
Yeah.
One for
Wow, it's the
25
first time
billion.
ever. I'll be honest. Your ceremony, you're making it harder than it needs to be.
100%.
100%.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
Actually,
It's actually the easiest part of the day for us.
I would agree.
Selfishly.
And I would say also like the smallest block of time in a wedding timeline is ceremony.
Ceremony, it's like
That's
15, 20
That's
minutes, unless you're doing like a Greek Orthodox or Catholic ceremony.
That's true.
Which is a whole other gambit that like you don't
That's
have
not
to get
even
into.
hard
Yeah.
either.
It's not hard either.
Put
It's
us in the
just
balcony.
Put us in the balcony. We won't bother you. With our long lenses, we got you. Ceremony, I think, is probably the least control that we have throughout the wedding day.
Absolutely.
Would you say that? But it is one of the most like traditional, special parts that is like everyone
Yeah.
is there for that piece. That's why you're there, is to watch you
your
get married.
whole reason you're there is for
for that.
this 20-minute block, and we have no control over it.
Nope.
Nope.
We're not even a part of like planning the ceremony.
No.
Would you say like?
Oh,
all?
no.
No. Like it's officiant.
I just need to know
and
how
couple.
long it is.
Mhm. And you know, like if there's any kind of surprises, special things. That's it.
That's
But-
true. That's true.
Yeah.
We need to know if there's like a unity candle, or maybe what's the tying of the knot, or sand.
Tree.
Yeah, whatever
There's
sort
so
of
many
flavor of tree we're gonna put in our house. I would never go with a tree because what if the tree dies?
Well, I had a couple that they had a bonsai tree. And it didn't die, but they freaking did everything to keep that bonsai
I don't
alive.
know.
It was like people were on like bonsai duty before the ceremony. Don't let it die.
That's too much pressure
There
for
was
me.
way too much pressure. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then it got left out, and it was like a whole thing.
Oh
But
no,
it's fine. I think it's still
I
alive
have
now.
a fear of all of those though. Like, what if you can't tie the knot?
Yeah.
What if you drop the vase and
What
the
if all the
sand
sand
goes all over the
goes
place?
everywhere?
What if the lighters never? I have a
The lighters
worst case
happens.
scenario.
Yeah. But I think that we can talk through how to make your ceremony the best that it can be.
Yeah.
How you can prepare for the best ceremony photos. I think that's the best that we
Yeah.
can give from our perspective, and common things that we see people experiencing in ceremony
Yeah,
planning.
I would say best tips for us as photographers in a way we cannot control anything. Just think of these when planning your ceremony. So best for photo and video.
Yeah.
Sorry, DJ. Sorry,
We don't
planners.
know
We're
that-
not caring about you
no.
on this one.
And if you have input, please let us know because we want to know.
Yes. Okay. So what's your first tip?
Okay, so probably my first tip is outside of even like the details of a ceremony, but knowing that you need to have a rain plan for your outdoor ceremony spot. If that, like having a rain plan in general, knowing that weather can impact your ceremony.
So just a
And
plan B.
Plan B is my number one tip, I think. I think that before you even as a bride or groom get out there, there's all kinds of stuff that's happening. Your guests are arriving. They don't necessarily know where to go. Maybe there's music, maybe there's not. Maybe there are signs, maybe there aren't. Maybe there's ushers, maybe there's a planner helping, all those variables. The first people that are really like coming and filling the seats are your guests.
Yeah.
And there can be confusion of who's sitting where.
All the time.
All of the time. So I think having clarification for your honorary guests, family members, or whoever is sitting in designated places.
What's the reserved?
Yep. More than just even a reserved sign, you need to tell those people where they are sitting. Because physically.
Seat number 2, row 2 is you,
You're in the
mama.
first row. Bing, 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 bing. Write it out. Draw
Okay.
it out if you have to.
But why?
Because when we are trying to take these cute, candid photos of all of your guests and family, like
walking
we're
down
so
on your like
excited for
grandson.
them, they're going, I don't know where to go. And there's confusion. And then there's a cluster and like a traffic jam.
Yeah.
And they're trying to have like this like sentimental goodbye hug. We love you. We're so excited. And they're like simultaneously
Jam.
But where do I go?
Yeah.
So before the ceremony even starts, telling your family members where to go.
Yes.
Period.
I would tack on, and then the photos you're going to get is Mama being like, this in all of them. Very
Yeah.
confused. We don't
Very
need Mama confused. She's
No.
already confused
No.
enough, okay?
She's confused. We need to help her. Let's help her out.
Help Mama.
Help Mama. So
Okay.
having a designated point person to either help or guide,
Be like fully
be
like, I
the
got
person.
you.
Yes.
Like on the arm.
I know exactly where you're going to go sit. The
Yeah.
responsibility is not on grandma to remember.
Yes.
Someone needs to know.
I like
and
that.
Needs to be there to help.
Okay.
That's my
Tip. All right.
number one. You go. Your turn.
Oh, a
Tag, you're
top
it.
tip. Top tip. I would say maybe before we even are planning our ceremony time, let's communicate with the venue manager or the planner, whoever that is going to give the best time for like the sun. Okay. Some of the ones I'm thinking in my brain, obviously if you're getting married indoors, probably not an issue for you. But if you're getting married outdoors and there is some sort of shadow or shade that is going to fall a particular way, like I've seen it where the sun cuts up here and literally as the ceremony is going, I can see the shade point going across both people like this. And so you start the ceremony and they're literally cut in half. By the end, they're fully in the shade.
Yep.
But it's weird. Like,
Yep.
could you imagine kissing and then
Yeah.
it's hitting you?
And that happens.
It's weird.
It's something that probably people don't think about and I wouldn't think about. But like,
Yeah.
or one partner is completely in the shade and
Yeah.
one is completely in the sun.
Absolutely.
Like, and we have to visually expose for one or the other.
Yeah.
And it makes it difficult. Not that we can't do it. It's not impossible,
It's
but
not-
it's not the best
No.
looking
So if
thing.
there's a way to get you both fully in the sun
Yeah.
or fully in the shade,
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
That
I
would be my first sort of tip. Like know exactly, and it may be something you just can't finagle. Like,
Who do they ask? Who does a couple ask? Like where venue coordinator you said? Maybe do they ask like what people have done in the past or like what?
You can go on
you
like,
know?
hey, I'm getting married on this date in 2026. Was there a 2024, 2025 bride that maybe got married there? Ask your planner, have you had a wedding around that time?
Yep. Because every type of time of year is different.
Oh yeah,
Obviously.
it will hit different in April versus October.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So try and find someone maybe who's been there and done that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
having like
Or
referral things.
if there's
is
a
good.
way to do a venue visit, if you are planning that far in advance, let's say you
Yes.
do have a year, maybe being like, hey, can we pop over during this time? It likely, maybe not, just
Yeah.
because they have other weddings or things of that sort.
Yeah.
Or just, you could maybe view photos from sometime around there
Yeah.
if the venue has them. So just find a way to maybe figure that out.
That's smart.
It's tough though.
I know. And it's like, I think that lighting also has more to do than just visual, but also like comfort of like, if you're if it's a hot month
Oh, that's true.
and you are just in full sun, your guests are sweltering, your vendors are sweltering, like everyone's just hot. And
Yeah, and those four groom and groomsmen
Yeah.
and like dudes in the suits
Yeah,
are
they're
it's
dying.
rough. And
so
then
thinking of that,
and the bridesmaids are like,
yeah, everyone's
like
squinting.
everybody's squinting. You're squinting,
Yeah.
the bride's squinting. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just hot. So thinking about like time of year,
Yeah.
what you want. Yeah, that's good. That's a good one.
That's what So that's not even like a day of tip. That is we're gonna plan in advance.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Another day of tip for me would be when you are up there, everyone knows, like if you have your bridal party and you're holding a bouquet, like you pass it off to maid of honor or whoever, and then you get it back, right?
Yes.
Practicing that before the day of, the amount of times that it's like the afterthought after they start to walk down the aisle and then they're like, wait a minute.
They're like calling you back.
Where is it?
Watermelon.
Like having a game plan genuinely of like, when am I passing it off? And people forget. Like once you're in the moment of it, I know that sometimes
That
you
feels
forget.
like a very efficient coordinator too. Like
Yes.
in their thing, they're gonna say this and efficient, and now you can hand your bouquet off, and
There's
actually
some
tell
gesture
them.
or something.
Yeah, those nerves play, I think, a lot of part of that.
Yeah.
100%.
But thinking through that, it's kind of a forgotten thing, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to be up there and be like, oh crap, I also have to do this thing.
But I also think for photos, having a time that you can actually pass it back, then you can hold the person's hand. You can be more involved in your ceremony instead of being like, when do I pass it? When do I pass it? When do I pass
and you're just
it?
in your
When do I
head
pass it?
instead of like
Yeah,
in the
like,
moment.
Where do I go with it?
Yeah. Ooh, can I piggyback on one
Yeah.
to go to another one? I think that being cognizant of how you are standing with your partner and you're
Yes.
sitting here, or you're going like this, like far away, and don't know that you're
there's the
allowed to,
gap.
there's a huge gap. And
You can
don't-
get closer.
You're allowed to touch.
You are?
You are about
You're
to
about
get
to
married.
kiss.
You're about to kiss.
That's true.
Like
Right.
it's okay to, even if your officiant hasn't told you to get closer or whatever, if you feel that, or like I'll watch couples like they'll instinctually go to do it, but it's like they're afraid like
They're
it's
gonna
not
mess
yet.
it
They're
up,
gonna mess
being
it up.
loving to
No.
each other, go
Hold
for
each
it.
other's hands. Like hold
Yeah.
it. It's fine. It's okay. Because it, from an external point of view, it feels weird.
Like when you're looking at it from the far back.
Yeah.
Right.
And you're standing this far away and your hands are to
And it's
yourselves. It's like, hold each other's hands.
Yeah, I'm like, please. And or yeah, do it not, yeah, like embrace.
Embrace.
Yes,
It's okay.
that's a good one. And I would say, okay, so then the tip that I had on my phone is face each other. I know.
Instead of
oh my gosh.
facing
Then
the
it's
officiant.
photo of the back of your head, photo
Yeah.
of the back of your head, photo of the
Yes.
back of your head. Guess what? There's a
Yeah.
photo of the back of your head.
Yeah. You're not marrying the officiant.
No.
You're marrying.
I mean, there may be a point where they turn and they
sure.
want to give advice, but then hopefully, and then they're like, okay, now turn towards, and then when they're doing the vows, do you, like you're looking at them.
Yeah.
Look at your spouse. Okay. You are marrying them. So when you are saying your vows, talk to them. Look at the
Talk to
camera.
them.
Like, look at them.
You are marrying this person.
Not the officiant. And I
Yeah.
think just for photo wise, I'm getting your side profile, right?
Yeah.
They're looking at each other's eyes. It's more meaningful,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's just way better than a turn. Like she's looking at you, you're looking this way. It just comes up with like a better quality photo.
We
for an
also
album.
cannot snap at you or direct you to change
like,
that.
hey.
So if you are looking at your officiant the whole time,
That's all you get.
that's all you get. And
Yeah.
I wish that there was like some kind of telepathic communication that I could give. Hey,
Baseball signs.
like there's literally nothing that we can do. That's it. And I'm like, okay, yeah, just remembering that be in the moment, but also we are photographing that moment.
Yes.
So if you're not able to be seen, then there's not
That's
photos of,
Like, we are now photographing the full live event.
Yes.
Whatever happens in this time, that's
Yes.
what we're getting.
It's fully candid.
Yeah. So when we're talking about another one that I thought of, I don't even need to go over my notes. I have so many.
Yep.
When we're doing sort of like these big, as a photographer, I like the close, I like the medium, I want the wide photos. And if you walk down the aisle, I used to always think it was weird when people or like planners would actually put physical tape in places. I'm like, people know where to stand. They don't.
They don't.
Because you have your beautiful arbor. Let's say you have one that kind of comes up and around, or
Yeah.
maybe like asymmetrical, and your officiant's in the middle, and you all are shifted fully one way. So the entire photo, you have some symmetry, and then a shift.
Yeah.
Is hard
Yeah.
to, you're like, oh, just come closer together. So just be mindful
Yeah.
of where you're standing. That kind of goes with the arbor or goes with the aisle. Can make a big difference, I think, in just
Huge.
a better photo.
Yes.
So, I
Agreed.
mean, things happen. Again, we're with nerves,
Yeah.
that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So
everyone
I would
is
throw that.
nervous. Everyone is nervous. People that are
Yeah.
in your wedding party are nervous. Your parents, family members are nervous. Like everyone is nervous and wants it to be the
Yeah.
best.
But we all want it to be like, we're
much
just
help.
there as, like we just want it to go so well.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
And we want to give them as much help as possible. Okay. Anything that you would add to that?
yes.
Okay.
I say when I think of that symmetry there, I think of like a long shot, and when there's empty seats in the aisle. Even though it's a pretty big wedding, those empty seats make it feel like it's not.
Yes.
So
Yes.
maybe going back to ushers or directing people to seats. Ushers are meant there for a reason, right? You just don't get to flop. Nobody wants to be in the aisle.
No.
Sincerely.
Yeah.
They all want to be on the sides. They don't think I guess maybe the way I would put it, people don't think they're allowed to be or they're important enough
Yes.
to be
Yes.
in the aisle or up front.
Yeah.
You are. You're there.
You're there for a reason. They invited you for a
so
reason.
come on in.
They like you.
And I would say as a guest, if you know, tell your guests, if they're in the aisle, those purses, ladies,
Yeah.
put them further in.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
how many purses, phones, cups, like you're there and you put it right out there next to the candle and all the photos. I'm in there in Photoshop, removing your purse, removing your phone, like keep that. Yes, I will do it. I'm going to curse you out, lady in the red dress, okay? I'm going to curse you out while I do it. I'm going to do it.
A red dress to a wedding
It
ever
also
again.
looks full. It looks full,
Yeah.
you know. Again, there's some weddings that have been really big.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to sit on the inside. I
Yeah.
don't know why.
I know. I think it is. It's like, you know that you're going to be in the photos. Like, you
It
are right
is.
there,
Yeah.
like by the bride. I get that.
Yeah. So when they're walking down, like
Yeah.
be happy and not be like,
Which brings me to my next point. Dun, dun, dun.
phones.
Phones.
Yeah.
Freaking phones. How many unplugged ceremony signs and whatever. I understand that everyone wants to take a photo of the couple. Like, I totally get it. However,
Yeah.
it is, especially when you are at the front, family, parents, grandparents, guys, I don't know what it is, but like truly, family members are sometimes the worst with the
They
phones.
are the repeat
Like,
offenders.
The amount of, okay, I'm going to call out like moms for a second because this is something I see a lot. Like, you are right in the front and mom is sitting there like with her phone the whole time recording. And I'm like, I want to capture your reactions and your face and like you watching your child get married and not this. Like, I don't want to see your phone in front of your face.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a fear of like, well, what if I want it for myself? Like, I want
Yeah.
my own
I mean, you want to
copies.
have
Like,
it.
I
It's your
totally get
baby
it.
getting married.
But I think like the best thing that I've seen is like when officiants give everyone the opportunity to like take a photo, like at the beginning. Like,
I
hey,
do like that.
take it out, take a photo, put it back, be done
Yeah.
for the rest of the ceremony. You have your cell phone photo because I understand you're gonna want to post on Instagram or whatever.
Yeah.
But let the rest of it be the professionals and not your cell phones.
I would say, you know, of course, if you have a fear of something not being captured, of course, you have us, amazing photographers. You also have videographers that can do it. And now the new thing is the content creator too.
Yeah. Yes.
So if like your mom really wants something, you can work with your content creator to be like, hey, once the ceremony's over, please text me this video.
Yeah.
Or just communicate with them about getting it, I would say. But I do like the idea. And then have them say, put it away.
Put it away.
Done. We're done.
And just be present. Like, and really encourage your guests. Like, we want you to be present with us.
Yeah.
This is not, we don't need cell phone photos of this. We have people, like, I get it. After those announcements are made, I'm not going to lie, when I see cell phones, like, sneakily.
Oh, I
like,
will then take a picture of you.
I'll take a photo of you.
It's
I
going
want
in
to
the
whip it out
gallery.
of your hand so bad. Because it's like, when it's the couple's desire to not have phones in those photos and you're choosing as a guest to still do it, come on.
Right.
Like, that is selfish. And I'm going to be honest, like, it's just selfish.
I'll be honest.
Stop
being selfish.
Stop being
Little
selfish.
dicks. I'm serious.
I know, but I'm like, it makes me frustrated.
You know that I'm gonna make you that gallery.
I know.
Like
I'm going to put you in the
Janet
gallery.
from like first grade. Going in the gallery. For real. All right.
Called
That was a good one.
out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I have multiple other ones.
I know,
Okay.
same.
I would say the next one I have on here is let's go when you're walking down the aisle and when you're coming back. Okay. So again, we are doing a full live event. All right. So when you're coming down the aisle, there's a couple things I'm ready for. Ready for you to take your time with your parent or whoever's walking down, if anybody's walking down. There's going to be a time where then your guests are standing up.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm already trying to get the angle of you coming around before they stand up, right? And they stand up. I'm also trying to get the angle of you walking down. And I mean, obviously we have a second. So I've got a second who's ever up at front, right? Let's say groom is up front.
Yep.
I'm swinging around to get it. But there's maybe 10 seconds.
Yeah,
There.
it's
Okay.
quick.
It's very quick.
It's boom, boom,
By the
boom.
time you get from there to there, unless you're doing like a full long church thing, but then usually we're on the balcony.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Don't get me started on churches. That's a whole nother episode. Okay. But there's only 10 seconds. So the only thing I can get are the way that you're smiling,
Yeah.
not smiling, crying, looking over at your groomsmen, your mom, your dad, whatever. That's the only photos I'm going to get. Okay. There's nothing else that I can create,
Magically
manipulate.
make happen.
Nope,
It
that's
doesn't
it.
happen.
So be happy, sad, bittersweet, whatever it is as they're coming down. Just know that that's the photo you're going to get. Okay.
Yep.
So you don't really want to be talking about maybe your veil. I mean, obviously the veil's flowing. I get it. It's an instinct to reach for it, but I would say really try to be as much in that moment as possible. And then that goes on the flip, right? You're about to come out. Hopefully you've done the bouquet toss or the bouquet back to you and like they're swinging it back or whatever. And this should be, I think, planned.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And if you don't want to do the dip kiss,
Don't do it. Do not try to make it happen in the moment.
If you want it, make it happen.
Yep.
Pick which one you want.
Yep.
Okay. We're just doing a little kiss or we're doing like the flip
Yep.
and the kiss. Or if that just like totally stresses you out and you don't know how it's going to work with the bouquet and the veil and the dress and the thing, walk out happily.
Yep.
Don't worry about sometimes unfortunately like maybe songs get played inadvertently or it's a wrong song or like I remember once being out like at a farm and this goat like whatever
Our
and
boats on the water.
Yes. And the looks on it's so funny. Both of them did it, but they were like it's actually why actually maybe if a goat does that at your wedding, you should actually.
You're 100%.
But I want you to be like happy walking down, not like look who's here or there or like picky.
Yep.
Be happy, walk out, and then you could do whatever you want to do.
Yes,
Because again,
yes.
you only have that 10 seconds. That's it. So
Yeah.
that would be another one. Like walking in, walking out. It's short.
What about people doing like bubbles or throwing flowers
Love
or
it.
something? Me too. It really adds an extra oomph.
Flowers. But then you got to make sure that those people in the aisle
No.
are ready. Yeah, they know they're going to do it. They're ready and they're going to remember.
Yeah.
Do you know how many times like they start clapping and they're like, oh my gosh.
Oh no.
Oh no. And then they get the cones and it's a full dip. It is like a whole clump and it goes like right on their face. Like people, we are
Literally.
tossing gently. Yeah, exactly. Like the rice.
I know.
That's the
Don't do
birds.
rice anymore.
No, it's better for the birds.
It's bad for the
right?
birds. Yeah,
Okay.
like makes them die.
And we go from rice to birds.
But like people get like thrown
Yes.
rice in their
Yes.
face and it's like, oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break to talk about our sponsor. This episode is sponsored by Chop Chop Beauty Club.
My name is Samantha, and I'm the owner and creative director of Chop Chop Beauty Club. We are a luxury on-site hair and makeup team, and we make sure that not only is your wedding day service exactly what you're looking for, but we work really hard on the back end to make sure that the whole booking and scheduling process is seamless. I like to say that we are a set it and forget it type of company. You have so many things that you are dealing with when you're planning a wedding. You're booking photographers, you're booking catering, things like that. We don't want to be one more thing on your to-do list. So we have all of our communication perfectly timed out, so you never have to reach out to us. We will always reach out to you for whatever milestone is around the corner. Our genderless and all-inclusive service menu ensures that you will get exactly the service that is for you. Whether that is a more skincare forward makeup service, if you don't really like to wear a lot of makeup, or if you need to rent hair extensions, our Dream Hair Club is for you. So we have all the tips and tricks to make your wedding or special event perfect.
So thank you, Sam, for providing incredible services for brides and grooms everywhere. We absolutely adore you. So thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, mine, another one for me is like, the sun is not your friend at 12 p.m., 2 p.m., whatever. Like, going back to like asking your venue or whoever has gotten married there, if whatever, however you find out that information, think about the time of day. You can literally Google, this is my wedding date, what is the sunset? Think about that. But like in general, a midday situation is not going to be great. It's going to just be, it's going to be bright.
Yeah.
So not only thinking about like shade and stuff, but like legitimately just like time of day also. Like, it makes a difference too, like for your reception and everything after that. But yeah, just not friendly at all.
Well, and then I would also say, like, if sunset's at 6, you're probably not going to want to do a 5:30 ceremony.
Yeah.
Right? You're going to, if things get delayed, if you want like a really moody one, you have lots of candles and you've pre-planned it to be moody.
Yeah.
But I would be aware of that, because also if there's some sort of shift with the weather and you're moving stuff back, now you're in the dark.
Yeah.
So really give yourself like some good amount of time to have that ceremony with some additional assurance on time after.
Another piggyback to that is your ceremony time start should also consider, are you doing a first look? Are you doing all of your photos beforehand or afterward?
That's
like,
true.
Are you going to have enough sunlight in general after your ceremony to do the photos that you need to do?
I would say I would not be picking that. Like if you're really about to go print off your invitations for the first time and you're picking that ceremony time, man, bebop over to a photographer and just be like,
just ask.
Just ask.
Yeah.
That is the one thing like we can't change, right?
Yeah.
So if you are doing a 5 o'clock ceremony, you're not doing a first look, sunsets at 5:30. I don't know how to say how fucked we are on that timeline.
Yeah.
Excuse my language, but that is the, you know, I could not imagine doing a ceremony and having entire family photos, a large wedding party, and couple photos. It cannot
It's impossible.
happen. It can. It's just not going to look. Half are going to be in the dark.
Half of them are going to be in the dark, and everyone's going to be stressed.
With flash. Yeah. Yeah.
Which is fine if you want to do that, but yeah.
Don't.
Rings. Can we talk about ring mishaps and people not remembering rings at the ceremony?
They don't? No.
Weird,
I did
right?
have one where they didn't. Yeah.
I had one, and Hugh and I were shooting it together, and he had to run all the way back to the house to get them. Having it normally is the best man that has the rings.
I would say yes.
Would you
it is
say?
Usually, yeah.
If you're not in that like very stereotypical setting though, there needs to be a point person.
I would say officiant.
Someone needs to have the rings.
Yeah.
There needs to be a double, triple checking that someone has the rings, because there is literally not, as a joke where it's like, hope, where is it?
Oh, it always happens. There's that dad joke.
There's always that where it's like,
and it literally gets me every time, though, I'm not gonna lie.
Like, sweating. But like, there is nothing fun about realizing when you get up there that there's no rings.
Yeah. It is a little awkward.
Or vow books. Also that happens a lot too, where it's like one person forgets the vows, the other person, like just like having like a weird check, maybe having a checklist truly of like,
that's where you get your maid of honor.
Yes. Yeah.
Like rings, wallet, watches, and whatever they call it. Yeah.
The 5 things. Check it all off. But
done.
What do you actually need for the ceremony? Like, can we check off and make sure that we have it before we enter the ceremony?
All right. That's a good one. All right, I got one more.
Okay.
Hold on, let me check if I have one more. I did have a lot. Okay, here we go. For the first kiss. Okay?
Yeah.
That is not a first kiss.
Oof.
I mean, that's like, like I need you all, if you want, it's the time. Well, you want this. I also want it as well. I want to get a good solid one. I then want to kind of maybe switch it to like a portrait. Like when I think of you and I, when we shoot, you're usually on
horizontal.
Yeah.
Vertical. And I'm
on a horizontal vertical, but then I'm also like, you're on a zoom lens and I'm on a wider lens. So we can get a tight portrait, horizontal, and a wide portrait and horizontal. And that cannot be done in a,
no.
So what? Like
you're not trying to, I'm not encouraging you to like make out for 30 seconds.
Sticking your
like
tongue
that's
all
crazy
over
talk. But at least it has, we're all like, oh.
You go. You go. Okay. All right. Are we clapping now? Yeah. Oh, good job. But I want like, all right, let's count it.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. That is plenty.
That's okay.
That's plenty.
Actually, I probably want more, but then it starts getting weird.
Yeah. And you can
So-
practice at home.
Yeah, look. There it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
the pecs kill me.
The pecs kill me. And I get also, again, nerves are in play here.
Yeah.
When you're up there, it probably feels longer than it is.
Oh,
too,
yeah, you're probably
for
like,
sure.
everyone's like, we're making
Everyone
out.
thinks that we're just,
And
going
in our
way
brain,
too
I'm like,
long. Yeah. Mhm. There's like as many frames as I can get within that 0.5 seconds.
Yes.
Yeah. The ceremony is hard. It's tricky, but I think that you can make it happen and it can be fun, but it can be stressful if you've not prepared for it.
Yeah,
Like you have to
absolutely.
prepare for it.
You really do.
Because people, like you have to remember throughout the day, everyone has been there for multiple hours. Your guests are showing up at the ceremony. That is their first introduction to your wedding.
Yeah.
Like they have not been there before for an
No.
hour or two and familiarize themselves with the venue and where the bathrooms are and like everything. Like you have to treat them as newborn little sweet babies who are coming into this place for the first time.
Yeah. Oh, so that then leads into another tip. Like people don't read.
People don't read.
People don't read. Okay.
Signs are great. They're cute. They're great for photos. They're not reading your signs.
No, especially if they're
No.
low. Okay.
Yes.
So I mean, just imagine like you're walking out, you know, you're standing up next to people. You can't see really beyond your sort of periphery or whatever. Like people are blocking and you have signs that are low to the ground. Okay. They're going to miss it. So
Yeah.
I would definitely, you know, maybe we talked about ushers leading people in. I do think then you need ushers leading people out.
Yeah.
Being like, so like an officiant at the end of the wedding say, we request your presence at cocktail hour.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here. Where
Where
is cocktail hour? Is it inside the venue? Is it
Yeah.
out on the patio back over there? And so maybe have the officiant be specific about where it is, but then have people actually ushering
and
you
pointing and
out.
helping. Yes.
Yes, I would
Agreed.
say would be a good one.
I completely agree.
What else?
I don't know. I feel like
That's a good solid list.
I feel like that covers a lot of the things that I see consistently. I mean, I feel like what's your time frame of a sweet ceremony? Like 30 minutes?
What's your shortest?
Oh, I've had some short, like 5 to 10 minute
I've
in and
had a
out.
6-minute and that included everybody coming in,
Yeah.
starting the walk to everybody. Then I literally looked at the timestamp on my camera and it was 6 minutes.
Yeah.
They went up, they said, I do, kiss.
That's it.
That was it. And I mean, so as a gallery provider, I'm like, that was 30 photos.
Yeah.
Lit-
But-
and I can't even, here's one.
Okay.
Okay. Swinging side to side.
Uh-huh.
What do you need to do with the chairs?
Boom. I forgot about this. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a huge I'm sorry. It got in my nose. Okay.
Focus.
When you are so spread out with chairs, and especially if you're trying to fit like as many people as you can, we don't have to. We can shoot ceremonies that we are only isolated to the back because we're not able to get to the sides, but then we are only photographing it from
the
one
front.
angle.
The front,
That's
the front,
it.
the front.
We are getting your side profiles only. We're not able to like stand over here and get this side of you,
Right.
like diagonally. It is just one perspective.
Yeah, I would really plan especially if you're having one of the hardest weddings I ever shot. I remember this. I was still an associate photographer, and I could not go anywhere on the sides. All right, chairs, it was inside, so I had the aisle and the chairs went all the way to the walls. Okay, I'm not scooching by nobody. And they had this very beautiful arbor, but it was almost like not a cage, but it was a 4-sided kind of peak. What's the word I'm looking for? It was a different kind of arch, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, and it came and pointed in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what it's called, but I know what
And
you're
I was
talking
like,
about.
okay, well then I saw like, okay, officiant's going up there, that's fine. Well, then the officiant went like all the way to the back of the flowers. And then they went under the like
So they're just
arch.
shadowed.
So it wasn't even
isolated
that. And the
visually.
way that they stood, I physically could not see them
Oh no.
through the foliage. It was like they
Yeah.
were in a forest.
Yeah.
And so I finally, at some point, maybe after, like, they came to hold hands and they then came closer to each other and I could see them. But when I tell you, I had no angle. I had no angle at all.
Yep.
And so I started like crawling. I swear to God, I was like crawling down this aisle and getting low to high. And I got a few sort of there, but you could still see like the green on the sides, you know, where the flowers were. Yeah, until they came closer. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to provide as an angle. So I would say if I maybe was able to scoot on the side, I could have cut through some of that. Maybe not.
Maybe not, but there's literally only so much we can do.
Yeah.
I think that's the consensus is like, we truly try our best to like get as much as we can.
And it sounded nice. Like, you know, looking at it aesthetically before they walked down, I'm like, this is actually really beautiful. And then they went under it and I'm like, I cannot see your faces. Like, how am I going to get a first kiss if I can't see you?
Yeah. Truly.
And then they had to like duck on, you know, it was a bit messy.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, it was beautiful. Actually, the ones of them walking out are probably some of my favorite because they were just delightful people. They were so happy.
I was just excited.
But dang, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. But I mean, I think like, again, this is a live event that we cannot tell you.
I can't be like,
we can't see you.
Yeah.
Like, come out. God, no.
Ollie, oxygen free. Yes, please.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, actually, I was going to go back to another Thread Lightly
Please.
post.
This is my favorite.
But you kind of answered it a little bit. But here's what I had. Okay. You know, like the current, what is it? 100 men versus gorilla. Okay.
Yes.
100 men versus one gorilla or whatever. The thread that I had saved was one photographer versus 100 guests with cell phones.
Yeah.
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 It's tough.
It's so tough.
So let's cover that one more time.
Yeah.
Like, why do we as photographers not want cell phones? Like, we're not saying don't enjoy the moment or don't record it. It's the fact of,
even if if there are 100 people at a ceremony, you yourself as an individual may only go, doo-doo, and that's the only photo that you take the whole ceremony. But that's just you. Every other person in the crowd are also doing quick little dirts, and the whole time there are cell phones coming up and down.
Yeah, it's almost like whack-a-mole.
Truly,
right?
Truly.
Like, you see one over here, you see one over there.
And then the first kiss happens and you only see phones.
Yeah.
And then like, I'll have people that get in, I can avoid, I can crop, I can like get just like the aisle shot of the couple. But when you're wide, that's when you see it. But even in an aisle, having people like bring their cell phone into the aisle to take photos, like they're just in every photo.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like, do you want that in all of your photos?
Yeah. I think it also gives people a little bit, it's almost like they're unaware.
Yeah.
They're focused on the photo. They're then unaware that they have stepped into the aisle.
Yes.
And so let's imagine that last big photo. Okay. So let's say you're on the tight shot. I'm on the wide. I can see all the way down the aisle. And now I've got a back stepping in that is blocking part of the groom.
Yeah.
Or then think if you really want that like epic dip kiss, right? You're walking down the aisle. You've done everything perfectly. You've hit it. And then there is your aunt or friend with the phone in the back. And in full view. Maybe I can crop out like an arm.
Yeah.
It's really hard to then crop out an entire person.
It really is.
Or like edit out.
Like you
like,
can't,
hey, guy's doing great, bud.
But like the phone itself is not the problem. It's the disruption of the whole thing. Like I can't make you armless. That looks weird.
Right.
Like there's like, I can't just remove a phone. Like
have you seen the ones where people like if there's phones they like replace it with like a cat?
A hot dog.
Kitty cats. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's also hard. So it's not that the fact that we don't want people like taking they're enjoying your wedding and stuff like that. I think there's a fear that somehow down the road, like we're going to be blamed for that. There's some sort of blame associated. Like we created the photo.
Yeah.
Yes, we know it's a live event.
Yeah.
But like, I want to give you something that's a little bit more traditional in a way. I don't know how to make that
And I know that
sound.
like most of the time I do talk to my couples about this beforehand and like they do make an announcement. or like have their officiant make an announcement. Like they do have signs that say this is an unplugged. Like the amount of times that I still see it after those things is wild. It happens often. So I think again, like, I don't know. I will include it in the gallery too. I will call out that person.
I would say, you know, some of those, like a lot of the times I'm thinking about this scenario. I am outside. You know, one of my favorite photos I ever had was in a church, and I had this angle, man. I had it like perfect. And again, churches, God love y'all. You relegate us to the back a lot. Like whether that's behind, like where the holy water is, like for Catholic churches, or we only get to go up as far as like the last guest, right? So that we can go like 4 rows back or whatever. And I can't be up there taking photos. And then I have Aunt Sally up there, and I've got this angle, and I can see this huge bright screen. So it's sort of dark, and then bam, there's a big bright white box. And it just disrupts the whole photo.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Yeah, sometimes we literally can't avoid it. It's the only thing that is there.
That's it.
Okay.
Tips. That was good tips.
That's good. Sorry, cell phones.
We're sitting on cell phones a lot, okay?
I'm sure it's every photographer's
There's a lot.
thing.
Like, put your phones away. Yes.
Put your phones away.
We're going to talk about phones at receptions later, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cell
that's
phones.
a whole other game.
Yeah, for stances and toasts and celebrations and cake cutting.
How about phones going off and like phones going off too? Like it's always funny.
Be okay to be without it. And I feel that this is like literally it's attached to me all the time.
I get it. I totally get
have
it.
some moments, man.
Maybe I'll have a lockbox at my wedding. Drop your phone
like
in
a
the lockbox.
school.
Like
have you seen that where they like put it in a pouch and you have
Like
to
a
unlock
timer.
it? Yeah.
They do
Or
it
like
at
the one where you're
concerts,
like, if you take it out, you buy it.
Ooh, I can make money off of it. Sell your phone back to
So
you.
if I see your reception, you're paying for the reception. Okay, right? If I see it out, reception, the next round's on you. Okay, yeah, for all 500 people.
With incentivize, I guess. Okay.